welcome to the show. I hope you're having a great day. We have a good one for you, so let's get started with our first guest. Apple Music releases its inaugural 100 Best Albums of All Time, and here to tell us all about it today is Apple Music Hits Award-winning host Jayde Donovan. Hello, Jayde. Welcome to Great Day Hollywood.
Well, thank you for having me, Noah. Quite an introduction. Can you just follow me everywhere? Because my kids don't think I'm cool, but you just made me sound very cool.
Jayde, you're very cool, as all the youngins would say. Paris Hilton sliving, that's her new catchphrase. Sliving.
Sigma
Jayde
level
sliving.
10 guy yacht. I don't know the verbiage, but I know what my kids say.
Well, it's so nice to see you, Jayde. I am such a fan of Apple Music. We all listen to music, I think, on a daily. So, today is an exciting day for music lovers like myself. This morning, Apple Music revealed the final top 10 albums on their list of the 100 best albums of all time. We are joined today by Apple Music radio host Jayde Donovan, as I mentioned, to take us through everything. Jayde, this is such a big undertaking. So tell us what inspired Apple Music to make this list and why make this list like currently right now.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's good to see you, Noah. I'd be happy to. So at our core, Apple Music is all about human curation and storytelling and supporting artists and providing a place for artists to be able to share and speak and share their body of work. And this is really a celebration of full albums. These are the albums that maybe you've seen list previously where it's, these are the great singles. These are the great top, pop records. We wanted to have a moment where we stop and celebrate the art, the body of work that is an album. Beyonce does this really well. Clearly, she's on the list twice. But it really is about, providing a place for the artist to tell a story through their music and then sharing that and going back and celebrating the moment in time or where we were culturally or the feeling they were trying to express at the time when they dropped the album. So I think this is a really, it's a timestamp and the place in their lives at that moment. But we really wanted to kind of rethink the standard 21st century, list of greatest albums and take a more modern approach. I really think that we did that. A lot of, again, previous lists were focused in the 60s and 70s, and we've taken it up a notch, and our focus began in the 90s, which 90s music is so incredible and such part of the fabric of our lives, right?
Michael Jackson, Thriller, coming in at number 2. What? I could listen to that all day long. It doesn't have to be Halloween for me to listen to that song, but that's such a pop on Halloween. But how exciting is that to know that Michael Jackson is continuing to live on for generations to come?
It's true, and I love that you took that stance because some people are like, Michael Jackson, Thriller at number 2, how dare you? But Thriller has been on the top of lists for years, for decades, and we've celebrated that album. And to your point, it still resonates with us today, and that's why it made the list, and it's so high up on the list. But then you also, we've been able to make way for artists like Lauryn Hill, celebrating, right? This album that has meant so much to so many of us since it came out in 1998, and it's at the top of the list. It's incredible.
I love that. Who else is on this list, Jayde?
Did you just slip into a Southern accent with me? I'm here for it, Noah.
That's right. That's me.
So do you want me to run down the top 10 or what are we feeling?
Let's go to the rundown. Go to the rundown, Jayde, as I smoke my fake ciggy.
Pass it over here, depending on what it is. Okay, we're going to go starting with number 10, Lemonade by Beyonce.
Okay.
Right? Number 9, Nirvana, Nevermind. An incredible album. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black.
Another good
Kendrick
one.
Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. You got Stevie Wonder at number 6, Songs in the Key of Life.
Stevie.
Right? Classic. Frank Ocean, Blonde, coming in at number 5. Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution is at number 4. And then you got the greats. Abbey Road by the Beatles at number 3. Like you said, Noah, you got Thriller, Michael Jackson at number 2, and Lauryn Hill, the goddess of hip hop, at number 1.
Now, how do you even really begin to whittle down a list to just 100? Because there's so many great artists out there.
It's true. Well, again, we went by album. So it's really like the full album, the full body of work, which probably actually made it harder, to be honest. The only restrictions we had in our voting process was it couldn't be a singles and it couldn't be a
Mm.
compilation album. So it really left it wide open. It's any genre that you can choose from. It's like the last 65 years, what albums as a whole did you gravitate to? And it was not
Yeah.
based at all by streaming or by commercial success. These are albums that hit us in the soul and never left us. And, that's how we voted based on that.
Now, how is Apple Music's 100 Best Albums list different than most lists that are out there, like the Billboard list? I could continue on with the list.
Sorry, a little parched. This list is different, kind of what we touched on before. This list is different, I think, because it focuses in the 90s and we expand from there. Previous lists that we've seen, they focus in the 60s and 70s in that, that album era, and then they go from there. But, as the years have gone on, we've had more time with these big records from the 90s, from the early 2000s, and now we get to celebrate them. And there's, you're not going to see any other list, I feel like, that has Billie Eilish against or up with Stevie Wonder and Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell and Carole King, but you also have Michael Jackson, but you also have Dr. Dre, The Chronic, and Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg that are being hailed as some of the greatest albums of all time. And I think it's so refreshing because hip hop has become such a driving force of pop culture for the last 30 years, and we're giving it shine. It's got 22 titles on our top 100 albums. We've got 22 hip hop records, which is so incredible to see.
Hip hop records. I could dance and groove all day long with hip hop records. And Snoop Dogg, okay, talking about smoking a fake ciggy, Snoop would be having it filled with the smoke in the room. Oh my goodness, I'll be, I'm just kidding.
We wouldn't be walking out of there. We'd be getting carried out.
Snoop and Martha, by the way, they are such a good little combo right there. I love watching them together. They're so funny. Oh my goodness. Now,
I feel
Jay,
like when I see the two of them, I see myself. I'm like, it's two variations of my personality. The somewhat responsible one, but I don't know which one is actually a responsible one, to be honest.
I know, it's just hilarious. I'm like, oh my goodness. Now, Jayde, where can people go to check out Apple Music's full list of the 100 best albums of all time? Because people watching this may be wondering, where can they go? How can they listen to the top 100? So, yeah.
Well, you can obviously find everything on Apple Music, but we've created a beautiful microsite. So you can go to 100best.music.apple.com. And you can see the full list of the 100 albums. Our editorial team did a beautiful job of contextualizing each album. So as you're going through, you can read about the album, get to know it a little bit more. And I really do encourage sitting down and slowing down and spending time with an entire album from top to bottom, how the artist intended to share it. It really is a magical experience and a fun part of this whole process.
Jayde, you take care. You have a great day, my friend. Thank you for your time.
You too. Good to see you. Thanks.
3 out of 5 Americans say they are unsure which seafood is sustainable. Today, we are sharing with you an expert's guide to buying wild and sustainable fish. Roxana Ehsani, a registered dietitian nutritionist, is here to share her favorite fish recipes that are nutritious and easy to prepare. Good morning, Roxana. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
By the way, Roxana, I love your name, Roxana Ehsani. It's like, I just love it.
Thank you.
Now let's go ahead and get started. So, Roxana, what does it mean to eat seafood that is wild and sustainable?
Yeah, so eating wild and sustainable seafood means you're choosing seafood that has been caught in its natural environment while prioritizing the health of the natural ecosystem. And sustainability is part of Alaska's constitution. All seafood that comes from Alaska is wild, natural, and sustainable and available year-round. So you have fresh, frozen, canned seafood, all of which I have here on display.
And look at those crabs. Oh my goodness, those crab legs of it all. Look how long they are. Woo! They're pretty long.
Yeah, we have crab, we have sablefish, we have Alaska salmon, we have halibut. So many delicious options.
Oh, yes, delicious indeed. Now, what are the health benefits to eating wild-caught seafood? Talk to us about that.
So it's providing you with a high quality source of protein. It's also a rich source of naturally occurring omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart and immune health. And it also has other immune boosting vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, vitamin A, selenium, zinc, and glutamine. And there's exciting new research coming out how healthy seafood from Alaska really is. It contains more of the nutrients that you do want and less of the contaminants that you don't want. So really making it a nutritious food for the entire family.
It's going to make you feel good when you eat some seafood. That's right. Giving you everything that you need. Now, how can the consumers be sure they are buying fish that is wild and sustainable?
So the easiest thing you can do is ask for Alaska. So when you're at the seafood counter, ask for Alaska. Or if you're purchasing frozen or canned, look for Alaska right on the label. Or if you're eating out, look for it on the menu or ask your server for wild-caught Alaska seafood.
I want Alaska seafood, and I want to go to Alaska, Roxana. Yes, that's right. Where is Alaska? No, I'm kidding. I'm playing with you. Now, what are the biggest misconceptions now about preparing seafood? That's a really important one.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that it's difficult or challenging to cook or prepare, when in reality, it's one of the fastest and easiest proteins that you can whip up. So whether you're grilling it, sauteing it, pan-searing, fresh or frozen, you can have a meal on the table in 15 minutes. And if you have no time to cook, you can open up a can of wild Alaska salmon and add it to cooked dishes like salads, pastas, or a grain bowl.
Oh, Roxana, how dare you make me so hungry in the morning for seafood? Oh, I love seafood. It's just the best. Now, Roxana, where can we go to learn more information about all the great things that we have discussed this morning?
Yeah, so for more recipes and cooking tips, you can visit alaskaseafood.org.
The Department of the Army has debuted its first ever campaign focused on Army civilian careers. Find Your Next Level demonstrates how today's workforce can bring their existing skills and abilities to a civilian career to support the Army mission. Here to talk about the campaign and what's it like being an Army civilian is Dr. John E. Deaton, who is the Deputy Director of Veterinary Sciences at Joint Base San Antonio. Hello, Dr. Deaton. Welcome.
Good morning, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
My pleasure. It's so nice to have you on our show. So first off, Dr. Deaton, why is the Army launching a campaign focused on civilians? Talk to us more about that.
Sure. Well, we wanted to start the Find Your Next Level campaign to raise overall awareness about the opportunity to serve as an Army civilian and also highlight the crucial role that Army civilians play in helping the Army maintain readiness and meet its vast mission.
Now, Dr. Deaton, what was your journey to becoming an Army civilian? Tell us your backstory here.
Well, my journey started many years ago. So soon after high school, I realized I had a desperate passion to serve this great nation. So I joined the Army, but I wanted to take it in my mind to the next level. So I volunteered for, met the requirements, and was accepted in Special Operations, where I served in the 1st 75th Ranger Battalion as a sniper. I was on the Army books for 6 years. When I ended my Army career, I had the Army College Fund, which allowed me to pursue degrees in biology, chemistry, and physics, and that's an opportunity I never would have had I not joined the Army. After that, I applied for and was accepted to the College of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Georgia. And after graduating with my doctorate, I worked in private practice for a number of years. I owned a hospital for a number of years. And then I wanted the challenge of corporate medicine. So I did that for 10 years. And then I did come full circle and that desire to serve my country and in my mind, do something more, just really hit hard. And so I went on the website, started looking at opportunities. And when the Deputy Director for the Division of Veterinary Science opened up, it just aligned with all the skill sets I had learned over those years. And I applied, was interviewed, and offered the job, and I've been here for 16 years. So I clearly love what I do, and I'm still passionate about it.
Now, what opportunities has your civilian career in the Army, actually provided?
Just many great opportunities. And I guess first I ought to say that the pay is very competitive with the civilian world, and sometimes more. We have great benefits. We have great time off, vacation available to us. We have full health benefits, dental benefits. We have retirement planning. And we also have opportunities for remote and hybrid work options. And the Army gives you educational opportunities. So, for example, we have resources within the Army where I do continuing education and continue to improve my skills and learn new ones. And then I also go to continuing education events that are outside the Army, and the Army pays for that, and that helps maintain my licensure as a veterinarian. So it's just astounding what you can do. And like I say, I've been here a long time, and if I didn't like it, I certainly wouldn't be here, and I have no plans to go anywhere until I retire.
Dr. Deaton, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all that you have done for our beautiful country. Thank you for your service, and you take care and have a great day. We appreciate it. New research finds that some eggs may lower your total cholesterol. Registered dietitian nutritionist Dawn Jackson Blatner discusses the new research findings and how fortified eggs may have cardiovascular benefits. Take a look.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So nice to have you on the show this morning, Dawn, to talk all about eggs. So let's go ahead and get started. So, for many years, we've been conditioned to believe, that eggs may not be good for us, particularly, when it comes to heart health. So, Dawn, why do eggs have such, a bad reputation in regards to that?
Yeah, the confusion really is that egg yolks have cholesterol, okay? But for most people, the cholesterol in our food very minimally impacts the cholesterol levels in our body. And in fact, there's new research that says when you're eating fortified eggs, there's no negative effects on cholesterol or heart health.
That's interesting. Great stuff right there. And, tell us more about the new research and what this means in terms of health benefits from eggs.
Oh, I love this new study. So here's what happened. Researchers said, hey, I wonder what would happen to cholesterol levels and other markers of heart health if people ate 12 or more fortified eggs each week. So what they did is they got 140 people with heart disease or who are at high risk for heart disease. And they had half the people eat 12 or more fortified eggs each week. They had the other half eat only 2 or fewer fortified eggs each week. And so they're eating and eating and eating these eggs for 4 months. There's no negatives that were seen. And in fact, there were some potential positives. So these fortified eggs, 12 or more every single week, did not negatively affect cholesterol levels. And the people who were 65 years and older in this study actually saw positive shifts in their cholesterol levels.
12 or more eggs, Dawn. Oh my goodness, you would turn into an egg. Yeah, Now, so not all of these eggs now are the same when it actually comes to nutritional value. So, what makes some eggs better for you than, others out there?
Yeah, so you've heard me say this study kept using fortified eggs, fortified eggs, fortified eggs. What the heck is a fortified egg?
Yeah.
And so a fortified egg is like Eggland's Best eggs. They have more nutrition compared to ordinary eggs. So they have more B12, vitamin D, vitamin E, more omega-3 fatty acids, and less saturated fat. Yeah. So it's thought that it's these extra nutrients in the fortified eggs may be the reason why you're seeing these improvements in cardiovascular markers.
Dawn, so nice to have you on the show. I hate to say goodbye.
Well, have an excellent day.
That's right. I love the puns. Have an excellent day. Yeah. Do a little dance, Dawn. That's right.
Right?
Have an excellent dance and an excellent day and an excellent weekend and an excellent week. I can just go on and on,
Yeah.
All right,
so
Dawn, thank you
me.
so much.
Bye.
Did you know over 20 million pets that are living in poverty with their families in the U.S., and 70% of pets living in poverty have never seen a veterinarian? A new poll shows that only 28% of people are aware of this national crisis. This is a serious issue that is being addressed by the Humane Society of the United States through its More Than a Pet campaign, which aims to help pets living in poverty with their families and keep people and their pets together. Joining us right now to discuss is Kitty Block, the president and CEO of the Humane Society of the United States. Kitty, thank you for coming on the show today. We appreciate your time.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Now, first off, Kitty, how large of an issue are pets living in poverty with their families?
It's a national crisis. Over 20 million pets are living in poverty. That means families across this country who care and love for their animals are struggling to get their animals what they need. And that is something that is just tragic. We all know the bond, the love between animals and our families. And so this campaign really works to address and get at just that problem.
Now, Kitty, can you tell us about the results of your new Harris poll that revealed what people are willing to give up in their lives to be able to care for their pets?
The poll that we've just launched, it's not surprising. It shows that 91% of people with pets will do so much for their animals. Again, we all know what it means, the love, the unconditional love, and how important it is to keep families together. And it's amazing what people are willing to do. It can range for, all sorts of ways, but we know of so many people who are living on couches because they won't surrender their animal because they can't get affordable housing with their pets. And it's incredible that people do this, but it's heartbreaking, and it shouldn't be. And that's really the point of what we're trying to do here, getting at that problem and helping address the needs of these pets so their families can stay together.
Now, what is the mission and goals of the More Than a Pet campaign? Can you talk to us about that?
Well, the mission of the More Than a Pet campaign is really about raising this awareness, helping them help get the resources to the animals in need, helping those families so they can stay together. And so it's about going door to door with the resources that we have, working with Pets for Life program. We have distributed over $50 million worth of resources, food, leashes, collars, cat leashes. We've served over 500,000 animals with this work, and we're just going to continue this. And it is so important that people have what they need.
Well, Kitty, thank you so much for coming on the show. You take care and have a great day. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for watching today. Make it a great day, and we'll see you back here real soon on Great Day Hollywood. Bye-bye.